This here is a 2012 Honda Civic in 2025. I had a lot of cars to choose from, but I decided to go with the Honda Civic from almost 13 years ago in 2025. After doing a lot of research, my main criteria was I needed a reliable car, good on fuel, and pretty much can last me for, I don't know, the next 5 years. Another criteria was it needs to be somewhat affordable as well. The only two cars that came to my mind were Hondas and Toyotas. Now, my old car was a Toyota Yaris. I had a car accident with that one, which wasn't my fault, but car was written off, so I was in the market straight away to get a new car. And based off my research, the Honda Civic or the Toyota Corolla, and everyone says the Honda Civic was a bit more fun, especially in the manual transmission, which this car is. So decided to get a Honda Civic. Now this one here, it's like a very dark grayish color, looks absolutely amazing, has a bit of a sleek look at the front. The tires are nice, the sides are pretty decent as well. For a small compact car, it's got a pretty decent size as well. Let's start off with the boot. So as you guys can see, I did install a reverse camera in this. Mind you, this car came with no radio, and the previous owner also took out the speakers as well. So I had to install a full-on head unit, which I'll show you guys once we do the interior review. But yeah, let's just start off with the boot so far. I do have a decent amount of stuff in the boot. Got a couple of deliveries for my dad. I need to sort that out later. But as you guys can see, it's got a decent amount of space in here. The boot is pretty decent, and you can actually fold the seats back as well to even make more space. So even though it's not a hatchback, you can actually do some cool stuff by pulling these two plugs here. Let's pull this up right now. Bring these down. I mean, look at, you can literally, I don't know, just bring the seatbelt down. You can literally sleep here if you want to, you know? I mean, if you can come back all the way here, I mean, look how much space you can. It's a bit of an uneven, like if you go closer and see, definitely is going upwards, but you can definitely fit, like, I don't know, if you have something long, if you're working, definitely can do some cool stuff. I've got my jackets here and stuff, so you can definitely go a bit more flat, or you can even sleep here if you want to, you know, if you're going camping and or so on. So that's pretty cool. Let's chuck these seats back up. Very practical, spacious, and for an everyday person, I reckon this will do a good job. Overall, the condition-wise is pretty solid. Again, just tiny cosmetic scratches here and there. Even like the wheels, you can see some scratches here, but tires are in good condition. Also got this car cleaned not too long ago, so that's why it looks a bit shiny and nice. Let's go in the inside now. I did mention this car came with no radio. Like, it was just nothing but wires. That's where I was able to bargain it a bit down. Now, as you guys can see here, I literally installed a new head unit, number one. A dash came up here, number two. And you guys already saw the reverse camera in the back. So if I just give this car a little turn on the car. It's pretty, like, it was this aftermarket Android unit, but looks decent. Like if you go in reverse, back camera works nicely. Dash cam's always recording as well. And as you guys can see, dash cam is always recording as well. Now this shift knob and shift cover was actually broken when I first got the car. So I got this black with the red stitching off Amazon. Same thing with this one as well, and honestly I love it. Honestly, like, for example, I mean, look how smooth this is. It's just so smooth. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. And coming from a Yaris that was also a manual transmission, this transmission is so smooth. It just locks into place. Like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just with barely any effort. It's just, oh, this is probably my favorite part about the car. It's just how smooth the transmission is. I am absolutely in love with this transmission. Overall though, the seats are made out of cloth. They are very comfortable. I know that a lot of people complain about the 2012 Honda Civic being kind of cheap in terms of like the dash. Like it's like a hard plastic. You've got some cloth on this side, and then it's just plastic everywhere. Got some storage here. Got some storage here as well, but yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. But like for an everyday person like you and me, I don't think it would matter too much. Like, I'm not gonna nitpick and say, oh, why isn't this leather? Why isn't this blah, blah, blah? It still gets the job done, you know? Now, let's talk about one thing that I wish I knew before I bought the car, this back mirror here has no wipers. So sometimes in the rain, it's a bit annoying to drive because it's hard to see what's behind me with not much, I guess, vision in the back. Let's look at the back seat though. Overall, these are just my jumpers and stuff. This is a decently spacious car. I mean, I can fit here quite comfortably, and this seat is pushed more back compared to that side. So again, decent amount of space. That's how the front looks from this view here. Absolutely amazing. Now this is what the engine looks like. Again, from research, the Civics, especially in this generation, have bulletproof engines. I wouldn't know, to be honest, because I'm not a car guy, but I really am trying to learn, guys. So let me know why or what's the science behind this. Now, one thing though, I know one thing about Hondas is these Hondas have VTEC. Now, here in Australia, this is a VTIL sign here. I read the owner's manual and it says it still runs on VTEC. Maybe this is like a trim style for this model. Let me know, guys, because that part is still a bit confusing to me. So if you do know that, would love to know what your thoughts are. Now, another thing that I love about this car is the fuel economy. Let me show you guys one thing. Look at that. 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers, 300 kilometers, and it's giving me 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers. And in total, I've driven the car 1,600 kilometers, and you can see the average is 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, for you American folks, don't worry, I'll convert that and put it down. But as you guys can see, it's pretty decent on fuel. Now, I did mention I did come from a Yaris. That Yaris absolutely would destroy this Civic in fuel. I was averaging like 5.2 or 5.1 liters per 100 on the Yaris. But again, this is a 1.8. That Yaris was a 1.3. Now, in terms of like how fast this car is, it's not the most fastest car in the world. So don't get the wrong idea that you're buying a sports car. Unless you buy the Type R or the SI versions, this is still decent. Trust me, guys. It has enough power to get you out of tricky and difficult situations, and the engine also gets loud if you want to drive it fast if you want. As you guys can see, it's such a beauty. Honestly, I love this car so much. I've only had it for like a month and it's really grown on me. It's such a great car. All right, guys, let's give the car a start. Neutral. Yep. Take the car for a ride. Taking off with this car is very smooth. Transmission, it's just so smooth how you change the gears. I am in a parking lot at the moment. Let's just go jump on the roads. But you can see, guys, like, it's decently quiet. It does get a bit loud on the freeway, I'm not gonna lie. Another con that I've noticed with this car is any speed bumps, potholes, anything that you might feel any movements or a little jump, you'll definitely feel it with this car. Unfortunately, it's not the worst, but it's definitely noticeable to a point where it can get a bit annoying. But in most situations, you're completely fine. This is like a very niche thing. And I did mention, if you're looking over the back mirror, there is no wipers. So on a rainy day, you will have a hard time seeing who's behind you. But again, you can either get that installed with a car electrician or even by yourself if you got the knowledge. Now let's get to the positives of the car. Number one, the transmission. It's just so smooth. I cannot speak highly enough about what Honda did with the transmissions. The gears, especially if you've got a manual transmission, it just locks into place. It's so good. Even when you're downshifting, it's not that difficult to rev match as well. But overall, like the experience you drive a manual Honda Civic in specific, it's so fun, so smooth, so rewarding. There's also a indicator in the speed dial. I don't know if you guys can see from this angle, but it either turns green or like a aqua or a blue. So the green indicates that you're driving at a good fuel efficiency rate or level. If it gets to aqua, it's like, hey, you know, you're approaching an area where you're not really saving that much fuel. Then when you get to blue, the computer pretty much tells you, hey, either turn it down on the throttle or drive properly, you know? So that's another thing I love about this car. It tries to make you drive in a way that you are going to save fuel. Now, saving fuel all depends on how you drive. Now, if you want to rev the car a bit higher, obviously, naturally, the fuel economy will be a bit worse. Now, if you do rev it to a point where it's not too slow and not too high, to a point where you can drive normally, again, you will hit that around that 6 liter per 100 kilometers to maybe 6.5. Now, if you're like me, who's like really good with fuel efficiency and is always looking at the computer, you will get to the late 5.7s to 5.9s. So if you're looking for a fuel saver, this is the car that you need to get. And I did mention downshifting is very smooth. Like, I'm at 4th right now, 3rd throttle, easy. It's so smooth, no shaking. You're not gonna lurch forward. It's just smooth. Now I'm at 3rd right now. Probably a bit too high for 2nd, but let's try it 2nd. So smooth. Did not feel any lurch, no bumps, nothing like that. Neutral, stop. Stops like a charm. It's so good. Like, the driving experience in this car is so fun and so rewarding. Now, in terms of how far this car will take you on a single tank, I get around 750 to 780 so far. When I first started driving this car, it was like in the 500s. But, you know, naturally when you first get a car, you obviously want to rev the car a bit higher and so on. So maybe that's why. It was just my driving habits. But ever since I fixed my habits, I got so much more out of this car. So definitely it can take you for a long time. And again, it just depends what's important to you. Like, this car does have the power when you need it. I'm not sure what the horsepower is. I'll chuck it down there, but it's not too bad. Like, for example, if I go 3rd and accelerate, it can do the job, you know. It can definitely get you out of tricky situations, especially on the lower gears. I reckon gear 2 and gear 3 can definitely, I don't know, pull away quite quickly. I also heard very positive reviews on the automatic version as well, if you're into that. Like, guys, there's a reason why these Civics are still alive in 2025, where you've got Teslas, Toyotas, even like all these Japanese cars, European cars that are now making electric vehicles. There's a reason why these cars are still alive, because they're reliable. The engines are so good. I'll say Hondas and Toyotas, especially in the older days, they made such good engines to a point where it's just bulletproof. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. This car is at almost at 150 Ks, but I've seen people who's pushed it to like 1,000,000 kilometers. It's insane, like how amazingly durable these cars are. Like, it's so impressive. To a point where they are, you know, still in the market where hybrids are now popular, electric vehicles are now popular, and still people opt to go for, you know, Toyotas and Hondas. I did mention I had a choice to either go for a Corolla or a Civic. Based on my research, both of those cars are pretty neck and neck, but I've heard that the Civics are a bit more fun to drive, and I understand why, because, oh my days, because of this thing here, this transmission is so fun. I can't even tell you guys how fun it is. Because I did drive a Yaris before, and then the shifter was a bit low, and you'd have to like row it up and down. It was a bit of a, you know, you'd have to like definitely go forward and back. But this transmission is right next to my hand. I can just do that, barely have to move, and it just does the job, you know. If you are on the market for a used older car, I would not highly recommend the 2012 to 2015 Honda Civics, which is, I think, the 9th generation of the Civics. Even the 8th gen, I've heard a lot of people love the 8th gens as well. Oh, I was on gear 2 though, the heck. I was about to take off on gear 2. That's not good. But again, you know, a lot of people even love the 8th gen Civic as well. Those cars are also very reliable. From my research, I was actually looking into the 8th gens prior to buying this car as well, so that's also a decent option as well. And if you guys wanted to know how much I got this car for, I got it for around 7,000 Australian dollars. Now, do keep in mind, I was able to negotiate the price down because there was no radio, and because of the, I guess, cosmetic scratches on the outside of the car. A lot of things to consider. That's how I got the price down to 7,000. But if you are looking in the market to get, you know, a 9th gen Civic, you're looking around $7,000 to $12,000 in that range. It all depends the condition of the car. If the car did have a radio, it'll most likely be more than 7 grand. This car is in relatively low Ks for its year. I bought it at 147,000 kilometers. I also have a couple of point of view driving videos on my channel if you want to see how well this car actually drives or what it feels like to be in this car. Be sure to check out those videos as well. But yeah guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care guys, bye. Hope you guys heard that. I hope you guys heard that. Alright guys, peace out, bye.